What is going on, my broskies? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we're going to be covering the brand new Sugo Fest exclusive character that I pulled in the Pirate Rumble Sugo Fest. And I guess I really shouldn't call it a Sugo Fest exclusive. Technically, it is a Pirate Rumble Sugo Fest exclusive character, being Borsalino. This was a pretty cool character to go ahead and try out. Now, unfortunately, I'd already cleared the Dex challenges for this month, so it wasn't really too crazy, but needed to get it done. And, you know, it was actually a pretty fun unit. You know, this character has a pretty interesting kit in the fact that he's actually not a terrible captain. He's like a 4.5 times captain to strength, dex, and quick, and then during the turns that his special ability has been activated, it becomes a 5 times captain. He also provides additional cooldown at the start of the quest, and he's just a pretty solid unit, honestly. Like, not a terrible captain. Though, like, if you ask me if I'm going to build a Dex team, am I going to use Kizaru as the captain? In a lot of circumstances, probably not. I would prefer to use a lot of other units over him. But there is obviously a couple of benefits. Obviously, the fact that he boosts strength, dex, and quick, so you got some good variety there with his captain ability. But also that additional cooldown allowing you to get through content just a bit faster. The only other issue that I found is that it was very difficult to locate friend captains for Borsalino, and it's kind of interesting because, like, there's not even any content out right now. So if there was like other content that you needed to farm with very specific units, I would probably understand. But like, literally, just I tried to find friend captains for this guy, and I guess maybe just because this character is relatively new, he only came out last month on global, so I guess not too many people would probably have this guy. But honestly, a bit weird. I thought I would have found a little bit more friend captains, but no, literally only found one friend captain. I screwed up because I had the wrong team build when I went in against the Navy, so I couldn't even use it. So both of these teams that you're seeing here actually use a Bandai friend captain in order to get through, which is pretty nuts. But of course, Revolutionary Army is pretty easy, so you don't really need like the craziest units in the world to get around it. With this team here, we have Lucci because he not only provides a really good orb boost, but he also gives us the ability to remove the increased defense on stage 2 versus Kuma. He has a pretty good crewmate effect as well that allows us to get just additional tap timing bonus damage, which is just nice to get just free damage against the enemy. You know, you love to see it. We've also got Sabo and Ace, their switch effect generating some matching slots, and also their special giving us an orb boost to shooter and free spirit characters, which this team has a couple of those. I mean, themselves being Sabo Ace, as well as the Buggy, which we'll talk about in a moment, but also the two Kizarus themselves are shooter and free spirit, so good synergy there between Sabo and Ace. Really, really nice unit. But talking about like the special ability of Kizaru himself, it's actually like really, really good, and it's probably the best component of the unit because it allows you to get additional like cooldown reduction, and he has special reverse Saylor, which is good. He also removes 10 turns of special bind. Yeah, 10 turns on his stage 2 special, and once again, he also has the ability to resist special bind in his Saylor effect. So as a crewmate, being able to get around special bind and special reverse is fantastic. But then he also provides a color affinity boost to strength dex quick, which is just a nice addition. But then he also provides a 1.4 chain multiplier boost, which for those who don't know is the highest chain multiplier in the entire game. So this is cool. I love the fact that he has a lot of components, right? He can run offensively, or you can use him in a utility sense. But even if you are using him in a utility sense, you get a 2 times color affinity and a 1.4 chain boost when you launch the special. Like, that's a really good effect to have. So I can see him being used in a lot of situations where if you're building a Dex team, a Free Spirit team, a Shooter team, or even if you're using the new Straw Hats, right? You can use the new Straw Hats, and then like the color affinity boost will work for all characters as well. You can use him in a lot of different circumstances, and I really like that about this unit. But for the Garp challenges, I don't know if he's going to be my go-to Dex captain, because if you use him as a captain, he doesn't really generate more matching slots for your team, which I do prefer captains that generate more matching slots. It just makes it easier to get through like mini boss fights and stuff. So just because of that, probably wouldn't use him too much. But if you're able to build a team around him and are able to speed farm content with him, he actually could be a pretty good option in the future for sure. So now we can go ahead and talk about the Navy challenge. So with this challenge, of course, there's a couple of different things that we need to keep in consideration when we're building this team, and that is the hunger debuff, pretty annoying to deal with here. But of course, we have this free-to-play koala, who I don't really know if there's like a better choice for the hunger remover in this team, but she worked kind of okay. We only really used her special on the final stage, and you know, it did the job, you know, giving us a bit of an attack boost. You know, you love to see it. But then we've also got Kaido and Big Mom, that dual unit, really nice unit, and I think when I showed off the Luffy versus Straw Hats, the Luffy and Straw Hat characters, should I say, where we built the Strength Dex dual unit team, like they were also apparent on that team. Really, really nice to have, because their switch effect just providing themselves a 2x attack boost just can't be understated, and then their special ability is really good for either Dex or Strength teams because they can generate some slots for you and an all boost, right? So pretty nice effect there, of course. But of course, we are using Luffy and the Straw Hats as a crewmate here, and yeah, they're pretty good. Their special ability just dominates that Fujitora stage, and I was a bit concerned though, because the Luffy and the Straw Hat special is incredibly powerful, but it does do a lot of area of effect damage, which does actually KO the Marine characters at the back, so we don't get any opportunity to stall. And I was worried that, you know, without any opportunity to stall, we might not actually have enough damage output to actually kill the final boss stage. But luckily enough, we somehow had enough damage. It's pretty crazy, and I mean, shout out to the Kizaru special providing color affinity and that really huge chain boost. I think that honestly was probably the big difference in getting us that win. So a very powerful special, and like even as I said earlier, like generating matching slots with Kizaru is very difficult. You need other specials to do it for you, and luckily enough, we were able to get around it. We also have some really cool support effects attached to some of the characters here, like with Big Mom, we've got the Otama character, and with the Luffy and the Straw Hats, we have Condoriano, which means on this stage here, where we get inflicted with a full board of tandem and badly matching slots, and then obviously tandem slots are counted as non-beneficial. So we get a full board of badly matching slots essentially, but with the supports of Otama and Condoriano, we can remove 2 turns of the bind that's inflicted, and we can get our orbs locked, and we can change the badly matching slots into matching. It's a really cool component of supports that we use here. I've used it in a couple different videos now with the Navy challenge, and it's just awesome. Like, it just works so well. Like Condoriano, man, whenever you're binded and you have badly matching slots, just changing them into matching, really, really good. But very niche, very, very niche. But this is one of those circumstances where it being niche actually helps out considerably. And then, of course, if you guys have ever run the Navy challenge and you need a character that can get around Threshold, this free-to-play Pirate Rumble Bartolomeo comes in super clutch, has double special activation, can get rid of 2 turns of damage Threshold, was actually very useful on the Worst Generation Garp challenge as well for that Killer and Zora stage, so really, really good for that. But just a good unit overall. Unfortunately, Barto doesn't have many good supports. That's probably one of his biggest downfalls, so you know, maybe if we ever get a Legend Barto in the future, like a V2 Barto or something like that, hopefully they just release a bunch of really good supports for him, because he kind of needs it. He doesn't have a lot of good supports. And I mean, Cavendish doesn't really have that many good supports either. A little bit disappointing there, but either way, really, really fun team. And even look at these slots here. Like, these slots here are pretty bad, but somehow able to get the dub. Anyways, I'll leave you guys with the rest of this video here versus the Navy challenge. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video today, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.